Good morning. My name is Matt Burneisen with North Carolina Cooperative Extension in McDowell County, and I'm here at my house in front of my shed to talk to you folks about composting, specifically to talk about our composting worms and our composting bins and ways to turn our kitchen scraps into really good stuff for our garden. So let's go ahead and get started. Opal, come on over here, honey. This is my little girl Opal that's going to be helping us out here today, and we're going to explore in our worm bin. So Opal, what do we have here? What's going on in our bin?
There's a bunch of worms and there's a bunch of compost the dirt's so good there's little sprouts blooming in our compost, but they keep dying because it doesn't have sun.
I see. So what we've got is our worm bin, and we feed our compost or our kitchen scraps into our worm bin, and the worms eat it and poop it out and make good dirt, right? That's what we've got going on. All right, so go ahead and get your shovel and dig down in there and see if you can find us a worm.
Okay. Here's one.
Awesome. So these are red worms, right, Opal? They're not like your regular night crawlers. They're a smaller worm that are specialized at living in compost piles. And their body is kind of translucent. You can see the poop right through their skin on the inside of their body right there.
There's many more worms.
And there's a big one. One that's a little bit fatter right next to a small one. And look at that high quality organic material, that compost that they're helping to create. So we've been running this bin about what, 9 months, and we started with a good coconut core base with shredded paper, and we've been adding our kitchen scraps. So
That's our broccoli stuff.
right, that's our broccoli stem. So you can look around and a lot of the broccoli is decomposed and broken down around it, but not all of it.
And here's one of those little sprouts I was talking about that keeps growing, but it keeps dying.
Exactly. So that's a sprout from something that we put in here that was trying to grow, and it had all the necessary stuff for life, right?
Or they missed something, the sun, because the sun helps the plants grow by it heats them up so they keep being warm, so they actually start growing.
Yep, so our plants needed sunshine. So the sprouts started because they had great nutrients from the compost, but they didn't have any sunlight. So what else do we bring out here, Opal? Show us, what is that?
This is our compost bin.
Yep.
Every time someone eats an apple or a pear, we put it in here, and then after it gets filled, we just put them in here because we need this bin again just in case we get more compost that we eat.
Yep, so this is our compost bin. It's a recycled ice cream tote. And set it down. And like Opal was saying, whenever we have leftovers, apple cores, banana peels, what have we got in here? That's some corn, tea bags, the shells from the avocado, banana peel, leaves from something, green beans, yeah, all that sort of stuff. It's okay to put into our worm bin. Oh, there's an apple core. All that stuff's good. What we're trying to avoid is citrus, so we're trying to avoid
The hot, spicy stuff.
yeah, any hot, spicy stuff, peppers.
Like peppers, pepperoni.
Yeah, we don't want any meat products or animal products going in here, so no pepperoni. We do have a little bit of eggshells. There's an eggshell right there, but we want to get those good and busted up.
What about... oh, there's a bunch of stuff rotting down there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff rotting down there. Look at all those worms. Go ahead and
Maybe because it's late.
get a hold of some of those worms. Look at that big pile of worms right there. Do you think you can find some eggs in there, Opal?
Okay, let me look
Look
for
around,
it.
see if you can find a worm egg.
Look at...
Here's a little guy squirming.
Oh, found one. Okay.
All right, so let's see if we can get it focused there. There's a worm egg. Oh, keep your hand still, honey.
Okay.
It's not wanting to focus. There we go. There's a worm egg right there. And then here's a worm so you can see how big that is. And then here's her hand and the shovel. You can see how small that little worm egg sac is next to that worm, next to the shovel there. They're tiny, but they're in there. All right, Opal, do you have any questions?
How do the worms like eat the compost? They don't have mouths, do they?
They do have a mouth, but it's more like a flap. And so you can identify the front end of the worm, and it has like a flap, but you can't see it. It's not like an open mouth, and they don't have teeth. So the food has to actually decompose and break down, be mushy and gooey for them to be able to access it at all.
So that's why we can't use meat, because meat is chewy.
Yeah, meat's chewy and it takes a long time to break down, and it attracts the wrong sort of critters to our compost pile. You know, raccoons and possums and skunks and bears, and we don't want that. We just want worms in this worm bin. We keep it outside in our carport, or keep one up under the house. Some folks keep them under their kitchen sink, inside their apartments, and you don't want the animal products in there. So we stay away from milk products and dairy products, and we stay away from meat, and just do the stuff that comes from our kitchen, right? The apple cores, banana peels, and all the vegetables that the kids don't eat.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions?
How do they rot? Like,
how does it rot?
yeah.
So let's pick a piece. Let's take a look at this. So this is our
Rotting
broccoli.
Broccoli.
Yep. So as it decomposes and breaks down, the bacteria actually eat it away and break it down. So all the soft parts break down first, and the harder stuff like the stem, that's why there's still a big hunk of stem in there, because it lasts a lot longer. You dig down into the pile here, and you're seeing a whole lot of really good compost mixed in, and that's the actual worm poop. If you look over on the side here, this is the worm poop. Along with a teeny tiny worm. That's on there. And so the worm poop, or the vermicompost, is what we're actually after. A whole lot of this other stuff that you're seeing here is also the material that's broken down, not just worm poop. So the shredded coconut core, and shredded paper, and other things that have been added in here that have broken down just through the natural decomposition process. But the worms definitely help it all along as they go. Good question, Opal. Any other questions?
No.
Awesome. Well, can you turn the camera around at me? Thanks for coming and visiting with us. We'll visit him with the worm bin here again, and teach you guys some more lessons about composting.